Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This time I want to react to this video. I just saw it and I haven't seen it, but I saw it you know, pop up in, you know, on the YouTube feed, and I was like, I should probably check it out, and then I thought, why not just react to it? It's made by Shardyx, who, if you don't know, is also a content creator that focuses on grinding, like gameplay grinding, basically, which is game grinding, where he grinds games for, I think, mainly platinums in general. So honestly, I think it's interesting to watch and see how he does it, just for and maybe in general the story, just the story of how he got it, and it's interesting. I'm just gonna say it. I'm probably not one of those people that would do that kind of thing. Okay, maybe I might, but who knows, really. But all I can say is that compared to him, I've barely gotten that many platinums in general. Although recently I did platinum Sly 2 and Lego Batman 2, DC Superheroes. So, yeah. And those two aren't actually that hard to platinum in general. That is what I'm gonna say. And yeah, you probably heard about me, you know, talking about the platinum, and I just decided, what, if I get the Sly 2's platinum, it was already closed anyway, so I was like, you know what, get it done, because why not? And in general, it wasn't that satisfying, but it was also good just to get it done with, But anyways, the reason why I want to check this one out is because it's based on Skylanders. If you don't know what that franchise is, it was the very first franchise to introduce toys to life properly. That is, and it's one of those games that I actually grew up with as a kid, and I still enjoy those games till this day. Although I don't have the games that the games that I actually started with, though. Uh, but yeah, the first game was Giants. Second one is Swap Force, and then I played Superchargers, and then Imaginators, and then Trap Team. So it's kind of like this. Um, for it was kind of like this. Oh, we skipped one, but then again we also skipped the first one. So it's like, yeah, that was a major leap. Although I could have gotten the first game if I wanted to, because the way I got the Skylanders Giants was uh because my allowance, my mom gave me allowances each month or so, each week or month. I don't remember how it was, but I bought that game, the Giants one, accidentally without a portal. And the thing is, I could have gotten the first game, but I didn't think that far ahead because I'm a kid. I was idiot. I was dumb. I should have gotten for the first game. It was there. I should have just gone for it. Oh well, what done is done. So I got, instead of getting the first game, I got the second game again, but with the portal this time. It was a stupid decision, and I regret it ever since. Oh man. But man, I want to try out the first game. I've tried every single Skylanders games, mainline Skylanders game, except for the first one. That is the only one I haven't tried. So yeah. But without further ado, we're gonna take a look at this video. This will be my first time watching this video, so And also, yeah, I'm gonna like just sort of go into the nostalgia of it as well. Like it is a very nostalgic thing for me, but it like all things considered, all the games are good. At least the ones I've played. I don't know for sure with the first game, but the other games are good. In my opinion, the worst one is Trap Team. Unfortunately, I will say it. I will say that Trap Team is the worst one that I've played. Not to be biased, but like I feel like even though like it's also probably because I didn't really get the like play with the trap master nor the traps. So that's probably the reason why it's like that low for me. But at the same time, the gameplay was, I mean, it was a typical Skylanders game. And most of the things were locked behind, oh, trap masters or, you know, trap masters or villain. So that was pretty much it. But one thing I do actually like about Trap Team is that it's the first game to introduce um, light and dark. And that's the only reason why I like it. And the gameplay itself is also decently good, in my opinion. There are some bugs in the game, but that's besides the point. Actually, there are more bugs in Trap Team than in any other game. It's the buggiest game. So yeah, let's jump into this video and see which game he was playing specifically. So yeah. Okay.
Last year, I got the Platinum Trophy for a Toys to Life game called LEGO Dimensions, and y'all really enjoyed that. But Dimensions is not the only big Toys
Lego Dimensions, in my opinion, is the best Toys to Life game. I'm just gonna say it. Sure, a lot of people enjoy Skylanders. A lot of people enjoy Disney Infinity. And I enjoy those games too. But in my opinion, Lego Dimensions takes the top spot. It is a glorified Toys to Life game. It's one of those really underrated Toys to Life games. Like a Toys to Life game in general. And I might even say that it is 100% worth playing. Like in general. And platinum like the mentions isn't hard at all. And you don't really need any other characters except for the base 3 characters, so it's fine really. Unless if you want to get all the trophies, then you need then you actually need certain characters for those. Pretty much. Other than that, like it is worth to like play in general. Whether you're going for the trophy hunting or just playing it for fun.
to Life game. There's another one that's interested me for a while, and that's Skylanders. So I thought I'd try Skylanders for this video, specifically the first one, Spyro's Adventure.
The first one. Oh man, I wish I could say something about it. I've watched gameplay videos of it. I haven't gotten to play it myself, so I can't really say much about that game. I think the story is interesting though. In Spyro's Adventure, it is interesting. Not the most amazing story, from my opinion, but like it is interesting, and that I'll give it that. Um, but yeah, like in general, the three like even Disney Infinity is a big Toys Alive game. A lot of people may say no to it, but it is. It is. It was big at the time when it came out. Like even the first game, despite it having not as much competition, not as much competition between Skylanders and Disney Infinity because between against Skylanders because Skylanders was already a bigger thing, and they were also going into certain gimmicks. I mean, Swap Force were coming out around that time. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Swap Force was coming out around that time, so there was pretty much no competition there. But Disney Infinity, I think, did a good job nonetheless. It's sad that had to be cancelled. At least, and like Dimensions. Like Disney Infinity had plans for more for 3.0 and a 4.0. And then Lego Dimensions had plans for 3.0 and things for 2.0 that was planned to be in, but never got to be. So yeah, the only franchise that actually managed to go all the way through was Skylanders, which I find interestingly funny. But at the same time, it makes sense. It came out first. It has to go down the last. But I think it should have ended with Superchargers. Superchargers was the initial they planned to have Superchargers being the final game, but then people wanted more Skylanders, and then Imaginators happened. At least that's how I would describe it. But yeah.
Sure. I spent $77 on this, so let's see if I think it was worth it. There are 38 trophies in this game, so let's get started.
Interesting.
Before I went into the story, I decided to get a random miscellaneous trophy for completing a PvP match. PvP isn't important, so I wanted to get it out of the way. I just got my other controller for this, and just gave myself a free win. Yo dude, let's go. Let's go bro, let's go! Yeah! Yeah! Flexing on my other controller, let's go. Nice.
I mean, that's one way of getting a trophy.
By the way, that portal cam will not be staying. It'll be gone after the 11th trophy. If you don't like it, I don't blame you. It's kinda ugly. Anyway, now let's get into the story. We're introduced to a man named Eon, who gives a quick introduction to the Skylands and tells us that there is darkness coming and that he sent his assistant Hugo to seek us out.
Well, in my opinion, I can't really say much about the Spider's Adventure, but every single Skylander is worth to play. Even Track Team, despite me being yeah, I don't don't like that game as much as the other games. Sorry. It just doesn't connect with me as much as the other games. Giants honestly was a really good game, especially when I played it at the time. It was really good. The first game I've ever played, and then Swap Force came in, and that became my favorite Skylanders game of all time. Until Superchargers came in and ruined that. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Superchargers is my favorite game, but the best game is Swap Force, without a doubt. Superchargers, in my opinion, even though not that many people like that game in general because it adds in a racing mechanic and vehicle mechanic in general, I think it's a really good game and worth playing. It's one of those games that need to be played in general. for the full experience of Skylanders in general. Even Imaginators. And Imaginators is actually a good game. Especially, like, the character creation, I think, was really interesting to be, implemented into Imaginators. But it made a lot of sense because of the title. But then again, they added not just one Skylander type, but 2 Skylander types for that game specifically. I mean, they did pretty much the same thing with Draft Team by adding the really small ones as a playable figures, like playable Skylanders. So that's also interesting. But yeah, let's get into, continue.
So we're introduced to Hugo and another guy named Flynn, who sounds very familiar.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Yep. That's lit. Yep. I find it funny that they managed to get one of the actors for Family Guy to act as Flynn in the Skylander series. But he does a really goddamn good job at it. That I'm not gonna lie there.
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm no different than any other guy.
Hugo goes to the meeting spot, which is where I, the Portal Master, come in. Oh!
Yep. My favorite normal Skylander, funnily enough. Trigger Happy is my favorite normal Skylander. My favorite giant, let me see. I have to say Eyebrow. Eyebrow, I don't know why. That Skylander connects with me a lot. I think for Swap Force, I haven't played every single Swap Force character, so I don't know exactly which one I would go for if I played every one of them. But for the ones I've played, I would say Blaststone is probably my favorite one from Swap Force. Superchargers, well, there's only 2, and one of those 2 is Spitfire, honestly. And then we have Imaginators with I'm not gonna count the Imaginators themselves, but the Senseis. My favorite one is actually the small dude with the bird, the ninja guy, the ninja Skylander that the ninja sensei, or like it's a guy with a bird, not the bird person himself, not Taekwon Crow, not that guy, the other guy who has a bird as his sort of support kind of character and uses, it's my favorite character. Okay, I don't remember what his name was portrayed. Airstrike? No, maybe, I don't know.
Let's go. Please reconnect.
All I know is he is a air Skylander.
Hello, Skylander. Oh, to me. Okay, I have to choose one. Alright. We'll stick with Spyro then. After getting used to the controls, I had to save these villagers on the other side of this wall.
Like, you can't... Like, the thing is, you can't place more than a certain amount of Skylanders depending on how many players there are, and you can only be up to 2 players in a Skylanders game. Sadly enough. Unless if you go in, Superchargers Imaginators and go online multiplayer, which is possible, I think. I think it's still active. I might be wrong about that, but I think it's still possible to go online.
Oh, with the cannon. I got y'all, bro. I got y'all. Dang, okay. Y'all are free.
In my opinion,
and after I unlocked this gate and freed more villagers, I found my first collectible, a chest. I won't need to open every chest in the game, but there are other collectibles that I'll need to get.
It gave a little unique mechanic and gave you an option.
I don't know what any of that stuff does, but let's go.
but it's
Happy
pretty
hour.
like the way I
Okay,
would
let's throw
describe
it in
it.
the chat, probably.
It's like
Nice.
playing a basic
That's not the
Silent
only
game.
collectible I got in this level though, because
In
after
short,
pushing some giant turtles out of the way, I also
Basically,
encountered
like
an
how you would
elemental
play
gate.
Spider's
Oh, snap,
Adventure,
I found
but you
something.
have an option to go through the giant route or
Oh.
the classic route. Basically.
Oh, there you go. Inside power. That gate led to my first hat, and I can equip these to give me extra stats, and as I got the trophy for equipping it, I also found my first soul gem, which doesn't give me a trophy.
Yeah,
What did I just get?
that's the thing.
Fashion stylist. Soul gems unlock new abilities for my Skylanders, which I'll talk about later, but I will get trophies for finding 10 soul gems and 1 for finding 10 hats. Very shortly after that,
Yeah.
I also found a story scroll, which of course explains the lore of the game, and once again, I'll get a trophy for finding 10 of these. While Flynn and I were examining this huge twister, a rock flew in and knocked me into a pit where I encountered the first enemies of the game. Oh, that's one of them.
Ooh, yeah.
Chompy, beware those. I didn't even
Chompy
get
is
to
such
read
an
that.
iconic, like,
How about get away from me,
how do you-
fools? Hey,
it's
hold on,
such
weird.
an iconic, like, just
Alright, beat it,
random
let's go.
enemy that you get to encounter.
Chompy Chopper. That's for defeating
In
15
general.
Chompies in this level.
The spell
At the end of
punk's
the
also
level,
really
I had to
cool
save the royal family from some
concept.
Chompies.
It started with like life spell punk, I think, and then it started growing
Dang.
into like other
They're
spell
so
punks,
good.
like the
Oh, nice.
magic
Got the
spell
key.
punk, undead
Or-
spell
oh, I'm
punk,
stuck. Okay. There you go.
like water
Y'all are
spell
free.
punk, and all these,
Home sweet home.
which were I think
That is for
were
completing the first
introduced
chapter.
in Swap
After every
Force.
level, the game shows your stats
If I
for it,
remember
and if I had
correctly.
completed the level in under 3 minutes and 48 seconds and found the legendary treasure, I would have gotten 3 stars, which would give me another trophy, but we'll worry about that later. Hugo then tells us more about
Yeah.
Eon and the Skylanders, and how they protected something
In,
called the Core of Light, which
Skylanders,
held back the darkness. The
Super
main
Treasures,
villain, Kaos,
getting
controls the
stars
darkness,
is
and he
literally
destroyed
just
the core,
by
and his
doing
pieces
the
scattered all
vehicle
over the
missions,
Skylands, and Eon was
basically.
turned into a spirit after the blast. The Skylanders were transferred
And
to
then
Earth, and that's
Imaginators,
how
I think they,
the new Portal Master, have access to them. This
took
is my
back
favorite part of the
challenge
story.
thing.
The fact that there's an actual story explanation for the Toys to Life mechanic is really awesome. But the next goal was to save a woman
That
named
is true.
Callie, who Flynn
Like,
is
I think-
pretty
like the story mechanic of the Toys to Life thing for Skylanders was an interesting concept, and I think that is something that the game does really well at. Is just explaining the story about how, like, you know, the Toys to Life just become a thing. They kind of went away with it, like went away from it in Trap Team, sort of, like they still went with like, oh, you got them, you know, you found them, sort of gimmick, but like it's sort of just dialed down way more. And in Skylanders Imagineers, they just took that. They just took that out entirely, which I think was sort of a downgrade in terms of the story.
horny for, so we headed to the perilous pastures to save her. This level introduces areas with elemental energy, so in this case, if I use Trigger Happy, who has
These
the tech
are
element
actually
here,
really cool
he will do more
mechanic
damage and I'll get extra loot.
in the
I'm not
games.
penalized for not using the correct element, but it is cool to incentivize using the other elements if you have them. In the end, we
Yeah,
kill
exactly,
some Dro
like-
and shoot down the gate holding Callie captive, and I guess Flynn as well,
It's not
save
really
her.
Must be pretty
a punishment,
overwhelming for
and
you
it
to
doesn't
finally
really
meet
force you
the
to go into that.
best
But
pilot in all of
there are bugs
Skyland.
with
You know,
playing
I
with
didn't
those
need any help
Skylanders
back
in
there.
those elements,
I had
like
them right
elemental
where I wanted
areas.
them.
Sure you did.
When we got home, Hugo told us that he had found the blueprints for the core and that we could build a new core to defeat Chaos. So after using this far viewer, we found the Eternal Air Source, which is one of 8 Eternal Sources we'll need to rebuild the core. The Air Source was in the
Yeah.
Stormy Stronghold,
Like,
but before
that's
we could go
pretty
there,
much
Flynn
the
needed to get a
story
propeller to
behind,
upgrade his balloon. So we headed to these docks to destroy some airships and get the propeller. After we
Spice
got
Adventure.
it, we were ready to head to the Stronghold, but before we did that, I wanted to upgrade my Skylander. During the last level, I found a woman named Persephone who became the vendor for upgrades, and as long as I had enough money, I could upgrade or unlock new abilities. Alright, well, let's do that. I love shopping. Later, I will get a trophy for fully upgrading a Skylander. Now I was ready for the stronghold. The mission was pretty simple. I just fought through enemies,
Honestly,
rebuilt a bridge to the source, and tried out one of the Skylanders that my homie Gianmarco let me borrow, and I eventually got the air source and a trophy. Fresh air. Just so you know, it won't be this easy to get the other sources. After getting the air source, we freed a dude named Gurglefin after solving this puzzle that reappears multiple times.
Without
I'm not good at it. But anyway, we saved some of his people from trolls and got some things called the Twin Spouts of Ocean Major Minor. What a ridiculous name. Which helped us find the eternal water source, which is in Leviathan Lagoon. As the name suggests, there was a Leviathan here, which I'd never encountered on my first playthrough, but later I'd need to get swallowed by it 5 times. We had to collect these statues and place them on this shrine, but this happened.
It's because if you have certain characters,
Kaos decided to intercept us, which led to the first boss. He has 3 minions that he spawns, which are evil versions of Skylanders, and after taking down the first 2, he sends in huge waves of sharks.
Play those versions,
What the freak?
in
What the freak? What the freak?
previous games as the series 1 or 2,
After the third
depending
minion,
on which game
instead
you're
of just
playing
sending
it.
sharks, he also makes me fight all 3 minions at the same time, which can be
One
tough,
thing
but they have less
which was
health in
also
this
really
phase.
cool is that
Every
you
other
could
boss is
play
structured
the
the same
old
way,
Skylanders
just different
from the older
spells and
games
minions
into the
depending
newer
on the
games.
element. But here's me defeating the last phase.
But only certain
Got
newer
one.
version of the Skylander, specifically if
I got
it
him.
has the
I lost him.
series
Where'd he go? Oh, there he is.
included.
Can't see him. There. You suck, Chaos. You suck. Pure water. After we
But
got the water
like,
source,
I
our
think
next destination was the Crystalline Castle, where we needed to get the Crystal Eye. With the help of a mole
in
named
general
Diggs, we got through the castle and
is,
got the eye, but I did die for the first
legendary
time,
light
so the
cord
game
shell.
was getting tougher. During this level,
like a
I encountered
legendary
enemies that threw
version
barrels.
of Light Cord Shell, basically, which is, if I remember correctly, what was specifically made it for. I don't think she was was a playable Skylander in the first game. So yeah, and it's also like it's probably my price like Skylander in general, my most prized Skylander in general. Although I do have some other ones like Dark Peng and Dark Wolfgang. Oh wait, whoop. So yeah, that's kind of how it is. And is there any other like special, like unique versions? I don't think so. I mean, sure, like core, but like are somewhat special because you know you basically annihilate the battleground by just placing him on, like placing him on. If you entered a new area or new level and you place the Skylander on for the first time in that level, or like or since you've entered that level, then it just straight up just annihilates the battlefield, more or less. I think like in the newer games it just does damage, but still, like it's a pretty powerful mechanic in the game that somehow exists in Skylanders. That's just funny.
Which of course I needed to avoid, and I was able to get through the whole level without getting hit by them, but I didn't realize that doing that would give me... Get me if you can. Now that we had the Crystal Eye, we had to get the Eternal Earth Source, which was in Stone Town. However...
No, that's just funny. That is just funny. I haven't played the game myself, so I find it funny that I just do that.
It had transformed into a giant rock monster, so I had to fight that fool. Unfortunately, I accidentally left my mic muted, so I won't have any reactions. The fight was simple though. I decided to avoid the boulders it would throw and drop from the sky, and do as much damage as I could while it wasn't invincible, which was easy with how busted Trigger Happy is, and I eventually took it down, got the Eternal Earth Source, and a trophy.
The most busted normal Skylander character is Drobot. Drobot is the most overpowered character you can get in for any Skylander game, really. Because he just mows down his enemies. Sure, it might be a bit harder for like Trap Team, for example, because that's, I think, yeah, that's the hardest Skylander game in general. And I'm not even joking when I'm saying this. It is the hardest Skylander game.
We then encountered another new dude named Arbo, and he helped us get the Seeds of Life, which we needed to get the Eternal Life Source. After we collected the Seeds of Life, we headed to the Falling Forest to get the Eternal Life Source. There was a trophy during this level for not firing a single rocket, and I got it here. We'll come back to it later. I was able to get my 10th storage scroll, but I paused my recording not knowing that the trophy would pop, so I didn't record it, but I'll just play the sound with the trophy card, it's fine. But of course, when we got to the life source, Chaos interrupted again, so we had to fight him. As I said earlier, every Chaos fight has the same structure. You defeat a minion, he sends a spell out. After the spell, he sends another minion that gets defeated, then another spell, one more minion, but in this case, instead of the triple team, he sent one more spell, which I barely survived, and then he sent the triple team. Yeah, I'm definitely dead here.
Like,
oh, or I could just absolutely destroy her.
Like, sure, Skylanders,
Bro, how is this the easiest
Adventure
phase?
has probably the most basic
There we go.
in terms of
There we go,
boss
bro.
fights,
And I leveled up.
which isn't
Goofy.
really boss fights
Light of Life.
compared to
When we
like
got back
Giants.
home, this
like,
robot general,
games
literally
after that,
named
Giants
General
had
Robot, told us that some trolls were holding a
great
gear in a
boss
warehouse,
fights, in my
and that gear
opinion.
was a golden
You
gear,
got
which we also
Chompy
needed for the
Mage,
core. Before we went to the warehouse, I got my final
which in
upgrade
my
to Trigger
opinion
Happy's
was
gun, and let me just
the
show you
most
how absurd it
iconic
is.
villain in general.
What an upgrade, bro. At the warehouse, we had to get
One
pieces
of
of
the
a
most
map to
iconic
navigate through
villains
this
besides
minefield.
Chaos,
While I did
which
this,
I think
found
is
my
a
10th
really
soul
cool
gem. Hey, the spiritual mentor.
character
Then we
in
made the
general.
map and I went through the minefield
I
and
mean,
hit a
and
mine
you
while I was
get-
trying to get
you
some
get
money,
them as
which
a
made me miss a trophy
Skyland,
that I
but
didn't
you
know
get to
about,
track
but we got the
them
gear.
in Track
But that's
Team
not
to
all,
play
because
as
we
them.
needed to get some
And you get
special
them as
goo
a
to grease up the
Skylander
gear.
or as
So
a
we headed to the
sensei
Trolls Goo
in
Factory to capture it and get the
Miscellaneous, which
goo.
is like,
With the goo and gear collected,
What?
we can now get the Eternal Tech Source. We headed to the Trolls battlefield where we had to destroy a giant tank that the tech source powered, and this fight will show you how absurd Trigger Happy really is. Oh my goodness, dude! That was.
I mean,
dang,
Trigger
that's some
Happy is a really
damage, bro.
powerful character, don't get me wrong.
Get that out of here. Oh,
But
that's
if you
so
play Trigger Happy
overpowered.
in
I already got the Eternal
any
Tech
of the newer
Source.
games,
Nice.
it's
Perfect
a bit harder.
technology.
Unless if you
With
play
the tech
like
source
the Super
acquired, we
Trigger
met
version
another guy named
for
T-Bone
Super
who took
Triggers,
us to the
then I
crawling
think it
catacombs
might
to
be
get
a
a
bit
skull
easier.
mask. I think you can
But,
see how the
like,
story goes by
Trigger
now.
Happy
We just made our way
is
to the
really
catacombs
good
to get the
in,
mask.
like,
That's not
one-
all that happened
like,
though. I
probably
also
the
reached
first
level
game
10
and
with Trigger
second game.
Happy. Let's
Third
go,
game,
level 10!
yeah,
Let's
I
go!
don't think it's that
Should we get a
much
trophy
different.
now? Climb to the top, let's go!
But I think most
After we
people
got
would
the
probably
mask,
play
we still couldn't get the
a
next
Swap Force
source.
character
We had
for
to get a
Swap Force.
skeleton key from the cadaverous crypt first.
Track Team
I
is
was
way
happy to
harder.
be here though, because I was able to get Trigger
Therefore,
Happy's soul
playing
gem. So that means I
Trigger
could fully
Happy
upgrade him
in
after this level. I was also
Track-
able to get my
Track
10th
Team
hat.
is just-
Ooh, a new hat, nice. Fashion Elite, hey, 10th
Well,
hat, let's go.
it's
After
harder
getting
than
the
you
key,
might
we were
think.
now able to get the Eternal Undead source.
And he's
But I
not
had
as
to get that final
overpowered
upgrade
in
first.
Track Team, so yeah.
Yes, I would like to upgrade. Boom, infinite ammo. Let's go. So now I can just shoot this infinitely. Let's go.
Yep. That's
Gotta
that's
buy
a
them
cool.
all.
That's a cool.
Let's go.
That is
Now we had to
cool,
go to the
like,
creepy citadel to get the
upgrade in
undead source. And
for
after getting
Trigger
through,
Happy in general.
you'll never believe who
I
showed
have
up.
Series 2 version, so yeah. Series 3,
I'm not gonna
if I
explain the
remember
boss
correctly,
again.
has
You already
him
know how it goes.
using a
I will say that this
rocket
time
for
his
some
spell
odd
was
reasons.
a bunch of lasers, and I'd later have to beat the boss without getting hit by them once. But before we worry about that, let's just defeat him normally. Crap. Oh my.
Like, I think the only Series 3 version of a Skylander that I
Heal,
have
heal,
is
heal, heal, heal.
Stealth Valve,
Go, go, go,
which
go,
is
go.
also which is actually funnily called
Got that one?
Ninja Stealth Valve.
No, he got me! Dang it! I still got 2 more good ones though. Thanks, Jean-Marco. Oh, and he sent the... Oh, he sent the lasers too, bro! Yikes, bro. That was actually tough. That was tough. I will give you that, bro. Undead Spirit. The next source we needed was the Eternal Fire source, but it required something called the Crucible of the Ages, and some Molkin got trapped trying to look for it, so we had to save them. While I saved them, Diggs was able to find the Crucible, so we were able to get the fire source. We had to take a train through the lava lakes and rebuild tracks that Chaos' sidekick Glumshanks destroyed, and we really should have ran him over here, but he escaped, so whatever. And in the end, we had to fight Chaos again. I had to come back to this fight as well to defeat all of his minions only using Gilgrunt's power hose, but again, we'll worry about it later.
Like,
Oh no, that was so bad. I'm at 2 health, bruh. I'm definitely not living this. I'm not surviving this one.
Like, if you play,
Yep, there we go. Boom. Okay, I got one. Oh, I leveled up too. Oh, how did he die? What happened?
If you play, like, any
Oh,
Skylander game,
whoa.
you will always notice how enjoyable
That was
it
so
is to
easy.
hear
That was so easy.
Glumshanks
I did
in
not struggle at
every
all.
single
That was easier
game.
than the last one, though. Oh, I almost have all the stars here.
I think
Dancing
the
Fire.
game that he has
We only had
had
one source
most
left, the
impact
Eternal
in
Magic
was
Source, and we needed the help of
Superchargers,
this
actually.
being called the Weapon Master to
Like,
find
Swap
it.
was,
He
sure,
took us
yeah,
to the
the
Quicksilver
big
Vault where
impact
we
there,
needed to
but
get the
also
Quicksilver.
Superchargers?
No, not that Quicksilver, I mean an actual item. The only thing of note here was the introduction of these mech things that suck to fight, since they do absurd damage and
Not Quicksilver from the Marvel series. No, we're talking about an item here.
their shield is a little ridiculous as well. Regardless, I got the Quicksilver, and we were able to head to the Archaean Armory to get the Eternal Magic Source. During this level, I got to use this war machine, which was pretty fun, and I got a trophy after killing my 30th enemy with it. The Ace Pilot? To get the magic source, I just simply had to get a security card, put it in this terminal, and activate 3 switches around the area, and I got it. I mean, it was a nice change of pace from having to fight Chaos 4 times, so it's alright. Magic time! But now it was time for the final chapter.
It's time
We had to
for
infiltrate
magic.
Chaos's lair, which wasn't really hard besides these platforms that constantly tried to zap me, though I did learn how to deal with them later.
This is
But after I
also
got through,
in,
it was time for the final boss.
like,
This final fight against Chaos
the structure of it is similar to Imaginators because they went back into it, like back with that sort of style. But then you had to fight Chaos in a unique form. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna spoil too much of it.
is more of an endurance test than anything. It brings back every minion and spell from the previous fights, with the spells coming from his High Dragon, but it's really nothing special. There's also a trophy for beating Chaos without switching Skylanders, so I couldn't die or switch to a Skylander that I thought would be better. Let's see if I was able to pull it off. What the freak? I'm dead. Oh, that's such a dumb
This is
attack.
probably one of the harder ones, but I think, like, in order to actually win this, you need Drobot. Drobot is such an overpowered character, or overpowered Skylander in any Skylander game. Except Trap Team. Sorry. Trap Team is the hardest Skylander game. That is just a fact. There's no exception there. Some people might say other Skylander games, but in reality, Trap Team is the hardest one. The difficulty spike in Trap Team is way more aggressive than in, for example, Giants, which, sure, the difficulty spike did go up. There was a difficulty spike, but not that much as in Trap Team. I think Trap Team still, like, if you've learned the game, then it probably isn't as hard. But, like, at first glance, it's really, really difficult.
Bro, that one's so
Imagine
stupid.
playing that
Well, I couldn't get the
game on the
trophy, so I just
hardest
wanted to beat the boss
difficulty.
at least.
Now
But I ended
that's
up
a
going through all of
challenge.
my Skylanders in the process. I was really struggling. Over 20 minutes in, I was down to my last Skylander, and I had him so close to dying. Let's see what happened next. Surely I will have a calm reaction.
Surely I'll have a calm reaction. Throws the controller onto the floor, possibly breaking it. I mean, who knows? I would have if I wasn't so If I wasn't like so what was the word again? Positive. There's another word. God damn it. Optimistic. There we go. If I wasn't so optimistic and positive, I think that's just the thing about me. I just don't get I just don't get angry at games that much at all. Sure, I may be getting a little bit like, yeah, no, no, no. But like mostly I'm just like, you know what? This is on me.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I was not happy
Because
about that.
for me, when playing games, and like sure, and there's like okay, I managed to somehow like not doing things well. For me, it's usually just a skill issue. That's usually how it is, or just my bad. It has nothing to do with the game for the most part. It's usually just me. But sometimes that, like, some certain cases, sure. But most of the time, it's me, for the most part. As you've probably seen me do in, for example, the DuckTales gameplay. Probably in the previous Minecraft games, you've seen it. There was a Brutal Legend game that I actually also failed. Like Brutal Legend that I also failed in one of the videos. Yeah, that actually happened.
And I didn't feel like spending another 20 plus minutes on the fight, so I got off and tried again during a stream another day. By the way, if you ever want to see these live, I stream every Friday through Sunday. Anyway, I came in with a new strategy that I saw from this video on the trophy guide. Whenever Kaos was moving to me and about to spawn a minion, I would charge up my gun so that I could one-shot it the moment it spawned, which made it easier to deal with Kaos and the other minions. I would also use my
The thing is, you should play as robot for this. You should play as robot because maneuverability with robot is insane. He is pretty much the fastest normal Skylander, besides the newer ones that might possibly be faster than him. But like in general, robot is the fastest Skylander, like normal Skylander. And he does a lot of damage if you upgrade him right, basically. Specifically, like the laser damage, because the laser damage is so powerful with robot in general.
Hurt a lot more, especially on the life spell while it was far back, and I was also just better at dodging his attacks, especially the sharks, which will give me extra health for a perfect dodge. With all of this in mind, this happened. This could be it. I mean, this is laser, but be careful here.
Oh my god.
Okay, I think that's it. I think I did it. Let's go!
What?
I mean, first try. That was so easy. I did not struggle. I definitely did not rage on this fight at all.
I love that he just says up I'll sit and then later just actually says it and is like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. Oh man.
So we saved the Skylands and Kaos was banished to Earth. The end. Oh, W game. That was fun. The Savior. That's for beating the game. Where's the other trophy? One for all. There we go. I got a little worried that it was taking that long to pop, but we got it.
All for one and one for all.
With the story done, I still had a bunch of miscellaneous trophies left, and I started by getting 3 stars on a level. I just went back to the first level to do this. You don't need to get all 3 stars in one run, so I speedran the level once for the time requirement, and then I found the legendary treasure I missed, which I know I never explained, but there's nothing to explain, it's just a collectible. To my knowledge, there's nothing you can do with it. But after I collected it, I got my trophy. Oh, I already got the star trophy. Nice. Star Chaser. Speaking of the legendary treasure, after I got the stars, I went to the Falling Forest to get my 10th treasure. There it is, Treasure Hunter. Nice. I also went here so that I could complete it without shooting any rockets. The rockets are only useful for the tree cutters, so instead of using the rockets, I just blasted them with my laser. But I didn't get the trophy until the end. Speaking of the end, Kaos spawns an evil...
Honestly, that is cool. I'm not gonna lie, that is actually a really cool gimmick.
Stump Smash that spawns giant seeds, and I needed to defeat him while 5 of the seeds were on the map, which was pretty easy. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think that's it. Dodgeball. Nice.
Dodgeball.
Oh yeah, no rocket fired. I forgot about that trophy. I then went back to Leviathan Lagoon to get swallowed by the Leviathan 5 times. Leviathan Dentist. Nice. Next, I went back to the Molken Mine to smash all of the
You had to be swallowed by the Leviathan, Leviathan. There we go. 10 times? Jesus. That's a lot. That's a lot. Normally you just have to get it once, like in the new trophy list for Ratchet and Clank Size Matters that was re-released for PS5.
Box there, which took me 2 tries since I missed one.
PSP game, by the way.
Next to a secret chest. Okay, should we get a trophy?
We need to be
Y'all are gonna take that out of context.
Shark or something like a
I love smashing.
Like
yep, there you go.
Sea-fish.
There you go.
Just
then I got the trophy I really shouldn't have missed for not getting hit by a mine in the troll warehouse. Mine detector. There we go. And then I dodged 30 sharks without getting hit. This is during the first Chaos fight, and the description doesn't say that it needs to be 30 sharks in a row and not 30 in total. I assumed the latter at first, and maybe I shouldn't have done that, but whatever, I figured it out in the end. Uh-oh. Hey, there we go. Phew, that was close. Nice. Now we get on to some more difficult trophies, starting with defeating all of Chaos' fire minions only using Gilgrun's power hose. What makes this hard is that...
So you need Gilgrun for this trophy. Damn, if I only had that Skylander. If I only had that Skylander, I could get this trophy once I get the game. But it seems like I need to get that Skylander again. Yeah, I lost that Skylander, funnily enough.
At first his hose was pretty weak, and you have to do this fight without dying. On that second point, if I had other versions of Gil, then I could have swapped to them as well, but I only have the OG, so I had to do it flawlessly. I died twice trying to do this, so I decided to upgrade him, and it was worth it. Oh yeah, 28 damage now. I mean, it's nothing insane, but it's double what I was doing before, so I'll take it. Dang, dude. Yeah, the damage is much better now. So I had a much better chance now, but thanks to Chaos' spell, this happened.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that is just unlucky. That is just absolutely unlucky.
What a stupid attack, bro. Yeah, that sucked, but someone in my chat pointed out that I could use a different Skylander for his spells and then go back to Gil for the minions, and I don't know how I didn't think of that earlier, but it was a great idea, and I managed to get to the final phase, and it came down to the wire. Okay, let's be careful here. Ooh, get the food, get the food. Alright, that's one.
Ooh.
Give me that. More food, gimme, 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 gimme. I'm dead, I'm dead.
Ooh. That is... Damn! That's what I would say. Well done. Holy
way
moly.
too close, bro. Please tell me the trophy popped after that. I hope
Well
switching
done.
to Warnado
That was insane.
Call me Fireman, let's go. That clutch is in the video.
That was honestly amazing. Honestly amazing one.
Let's freaking go, bro. The other difficult trophy was
man.
for not getting hit by Chaos's lasers. It's a pretty simple task, but it's really easy to...
That was amazing, honestly. That was amazing. The fact that you got the trophy barely that was goddamn.
Get hit by the lasers, especially if you don't know how the pattern goes.
The fact the fact that I haven't played this game just proves that I should play this game.
Which is how my first attempt went.
Ooh.
What on earth was I supposed to do? On the next attempt, I managed to get past that first set of lasers, but then I couldn't predict where the lasers would go. What the heck was that, bro? That was such a bad laser, bro. And that happened again on the next two attempts because that set of lasers doesn't go to a set spot, it follows you around. But on the following one, I learned how to dodge it and got past the third phase since it's easier than the second one for some reason, so I had a chance. Ooh! Why would you spawn that, bro? Why would you spawn that? I was literally so close, but she pushed me into the laser, man. That is so annoying, bro. That really annoyed me, but on the next attempt I made it to the end again, but let's see what happened.
Stealth is also a powerful character in general.
Did I just accidentally use the stupid... Did I just accidentally use the thing and take damage to lasers? I think that legit happened. I think I legit just accidentally used her thing and it made me get hit by lasers. We'll go back to that trophy shortly. Since I was sick of going for that for the time being, I decided to move on to the two heroic challenge trophies. Heroic challenges are...
I remember these. Oh, I didn't play it. I haven't played the first game. The second game did also this Skylanders Giants, which also I believe Giants also had those challenges, so that was actually really cool.
Are, well, challenges, and each Skylander has one challenge for them. Some are easy, and others are a little tough, but I just went with whatever was the easiest. I started with Spyro's challenge, where I had to find and destroy 6 paintings around the area. I failed it once since I didn't know the locations, which did suck since I got really close, but I was able to get it on the next attempt since I knew where they were. Okay, there we go. New challenger. The next challenge I went for was Trigger Happies. I just needed to go through a bunch of teleporters to find an artifact while going through enemies. I had no idea where the teleporters would take me, but it didn't matter, it was still easy to find the artifact. The last one I was going to do was Gill Grunts, where I had to rescue 6 Mabu, but the area was far too large and the Mabu were spread out with no way for me to know their location, so I just skipped it. I then tried Prison Break challenge, where I had to kill 6 giant spiders, but the same issue was there. But then I found a cheat. I went and did Warnado's challenge, where you just have to kill 100 enemies in 2.5 minutes, but if you fail, they allow you to use whatever Skylander you want, so I just purposely died to use Trigger Happy, which made it an absolute breeze, and I was able to finish my last challenge. Alright, there we go.
That was interesting.
That was easy. Can't stop me. And finally, I came back to the laser trophy. I still had the strats down and I made it to the final phase again, but this attempt shows why the enemies need to go first. Stop. Where'd I go? He died? Did he get hit by a laser though? I couldn't tell. I did? Oh, well now I did. Okay, yeah. She needs to go. She needs to go. After a bad attempt where I got hit on the third phase, I made it to the end again, so let's see if I was able to do it this time. I don't know if I got hit by a laser. I don't know. I couldn't see.
I don't think he did.
Tag me if you can, and True Portal Master. Let's go. Ooh, let's go. Finally,
Goddamn.
bro. I'm glad I stuck through it, man. I'm glad. I'm glad y'all pushed me to, you know, try again, and then I...
This looks like a really, really, like, hard, like... Well, maybe not hard, but a challenging grind, to say the least. Like, I haven't play the first game, so I can't really say much about that. Um, the other games are actually worth going for, as well, in my opinion. Skylanders Superchargers, for example, has probably the easiest of them all in terms of trophies or achievements, because it's actually not that hard. All you need are specific um specific what was it, like you need specific race, specific, like you need specific Skylanders, and you need specific, well, maybe not Skylanders in general, but you need like the vehicles, at least specific vehicles and specific trophies, like the race trophies, like the, or like, trophies, then I mean like sky trophy, the sea trophy, or the land trophy, which basically gives you, if I remember correctly, villains that you get to play as, uh race tracks, and other uh things that you get to use as well. So yeah. So like those are actually worth it in those games. In Superchargers, Imaginators, it doesn't have that. I think like that one is just like you need at least an Imaginator, a at least an Imaginator, a Sensei, and other and do some stuff in the game itself. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I just kept going, man. I'm just yapping.
However,
Alright, now
like if I remember correctly, Giants had some challenging trophies from memory. Swap Force also, I think. I don't remember entirely, but I think it's that way. Trap Team does have some challenging ones, but it shouldn't be that hard, and also it's very limited in terms of like what you need. For example, I believe you need a Trap Master, if I remember correctly. Yeah, yeah, you do need, because you need to open an elemental gate to get a trophy, if I remember correctly. And another one is like trapping villains, basically. So it's like you need traps, and then you need the Trap Master. So like in general, not that much of a bad, how do you say, not that much of a grind, but still grind of its own. So yeah. And then you have, yeah, of course, Imaginators as well. Has also some grindy stuff, which is also somewhat challenging. The only the easiest one is Superchargers, not Swap Force. Superchargers.
I got my thoughts gathered. I'm glad that y'all pushed me to do one more attempt, and I'm glad that I got far in that attempt, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep going. I'm glad I stayed locked in. I have no idea how long it took me to platinum this game, since there is no hour counter for this, but I enjoyed the game. It was a lot of fun. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. If you want to see me play another Toys to Life game, there's a video on the end screen. And if this video does well, I will continue to do Skylanders games, the next one being Skylanders Giants. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
I do recommend playing that one. Honestly, I do recommend playing that one. Shardyx, if you're watching, I do recommend you playing I do recommend you playing all of the Skylanders games, in general. Since you've played the first game, I do recommend you playing the rest of them as well. Like the mainline ones, that is. The other ones don't really matter. That are for other systems. like handheld systems mainly. But like, I do recommend the mainline ones since they're essentially part of the main story and are canon essentially in the Skylander universe, basically. Um, but yeah, I recommend doing them in order and not the way I did it with Giants, Swap Force, Superchargers, and then Superchargers, and then Imaginers, and then Trap Team. Yeah, I went wacky way of getting playing Skylander games. The best part about it is that I didn't play the Trap Team the way it was intended. I played it without traps and without trap masters. So I played it like a normal Skylander game. Oh god, that is just terrible. That is just terrible. But yeah. I do recommend playing at least a Toys to Life game. Like even though you're like because in general, like it can't be Skylanders if you're interested, that is. It can't be in Disney Infinity if you're one of those people that just wanna be creative, and wanna play a sandbox based game. Or for the playsets. That also works. Especially 3.0. I do recommend 3.0 mainly because that's the game that introduced so many like new mechanics in the game, like some new mechanics, and actually like um just is the best Disney Infinity game you could get. Like the console versions is the best ones to go for there. And then the third option, which I think is probably the more likely option you would probably go for, is Lego Dimensions. Not because it's Lego, but because of the crossovers you get for Lego Dimensions. Sure, you get DC, some DC franchises crossing over, but you get like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Lego Movie, Lego Ninjago, Lego Legends of Chima was in this before it ended, right before right before it actually ended. Midway Arcade made it in there for some odd reasons. Portal 2, like Sonic even. There are so many franchises that just somehow managed to get into Lego Dimensions. And I'm happy that I did. Like I do have like year one was like really cool, like really great. Like the year one version of Lego Dimensions was a great, one. But then when year two came out, that was just mind blowing. That was the most mind blowing thing of any like Toys to Life game that has had a crossover. It was even better than having Star Wars and Disney Infinity 3.0. Okay, having Star Wars, Marvel, and just basic Disney stuff in Disney Infinity 3.0. It was better than that. I mean, year two got Adventure Time, Sonic, Mission Impossible, Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts. Some odd ones like that. Some old ones like The Goonies, Beetlejuice. They got Lego City Undercover in that game. Yes, I'm not even joking. They got the world from Lego City Undercover into that game. without a story, which in my opinion is fine because you still get to play the main game on any console pretty much, except PS3 and the older consoles, except for Wii U if you want to get the Wii U version, which I think is also a good version in general. I think it's a good version, not the best version. I think it's a good version. And also because of the mechanics that was used in that one. But like in general, Lego City Undercover, Lego Batman the movie got it in here as a story pack. And yes, year two introduced story packs, not just level packs, story packs. And the story packs were Ghostbusters 2016, which I think a lot of people just don't care about too much. Although I did see the gameplay for that, and I think it was pretty good game. Like the gameplay itself was actually really good. The story was just like, meh. um, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them story pack, which I think was in my opinion, amazing. It was amazing story pack in general. I think the hub world for Fantasy Beasts is also really gotten good, cool. You know, in general, and I actually like how they went with Fantasy Beasts in Lego Dimensions. If they do manage end up making another Harry Potter based game, Lego game, like if TT Games end up making another Harry Potter based Lego game, I'm pretty sure that they would probably call it Lego Wizarding Worlds, and probably featuring like not only just Harry Potter storyline but also Fantastic Beasts storyline. But I think they won't do it until like every single Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts movie has come out. And the reason why I say Harry Potter as well is because the newest addition to it is on its way essentially. But yeah, and then Lego Batman the movie, of course, and I think that one might have been the best. Might have been the best story pack in general. I haven't played it myself, but all I can say is that it two characters, a vehicle, and an optional replacement thing for the toy, like the toy pad. Yeah, it was called the toy pad. So yeah, um, yeah. So in general, Lego Dimensions is the best toy select game. In my opinion, it is the best. Sure, the other toy select games are enjoyable, but Lego Dimensions takes the top spot. It has like even though like all of these games have a special spot in my heart. Okay, it was a great time, but Lego Dimensions takes the spot. There's no competition there. But yeah, I think this is pretty much it. I do recommend watching this video like without me actually, going like, reacting to it. Do check him out. He does make some interesting content in general. And like Shardyx, do check him out. And it's in general, I think it does make a really interesting like story based platinum sort of story, like platinum story for games. And the reason why the platinum is there is probably because he plays PlayStation, like games on PlayStation specifically, like for the most part. But I think there are some cases where he actually goes into PC and plays it there, or mobile phone. Who knows really? But I think it's on PC specifically because I think he also did 100% what was it, Geometry Dash, which is on PC like Steam. So yeah, that is a possibility there. But yeah, without further ado, this is it. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. Do check Shardyx out. Honestly, in my opinion, a really good content creator. And yeah, I'll see you guys. Well, before that, if you like this video, hit that like button, as I said. If you want to support me even further, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
From the